Yeah, all right. Here we go. Alone but not lonely. Hey, I got a like. What's up? Good morning. Oh, finally, the weather's gonna turn. Looks like a rainy season. Rainy, rainy, rainy. I am just not interested in what is going on in the news. What time is it? It's 9:12. Where are all my free folk? Everybody comes in late. Mm, all the lonely people. Mm-hmm. Damn, up 91. Hey, what's up, Mr. Williams? Thanks for joining me. That's the good old boy work ethic. What American youth lacks these days. They don't understand what it takes to make a buck. Good morning, Karen. It was a good morning. There were turkeys gobbling all morning. That just makes me so happy. But I'm depressed now because it's snowing and it looks quite dense. And I really thought I'd go this whole season without seeing a bit of snow. But I came back up to the mountain house because of Putin. Yep, I'm still wondering what old little Nicky is. Now I get it. That's very funny. So we're opening up about 90 points. Oh, about 80 now. It seems like it's coming in a little bit into the open, but 80 points still nothing to sneeze at. So we're talking about 250. We're going to open up. Um, so it's going to open us up right about there. Still in a consolidation. We got to break this high for anything real to happen. And yesterday, all my troubles seems. Yesterday's high was 276. So that's what we need. It's an inside bar until we break that, which is choppy trading. I'm not really looking for a trade on an inside bar. I might take advantage of that 30 minutes, see if I can pick up some momentum. But I'm wondering if we're going to close the gap. And if we do, that's going to be one hell of a trade. Hmm. So everybody knows that my lover is a healthcare pro, a practitioner. So as soon as she came up, first thing she did was stick something up my nose. And I mean, she's just weird like that. Like, I mean, I'm a recluse. The chances of me contracting anything is like minimal. But she just does it because she enjoys it. Very strange. What's an inside bar exactly? Really, you want to talk shop? I'd rather talk about my life. So I've been inoculated for just about everything, like Hep C and all this stuff, because she just gets a kick out of sticking me with things. But we did a lot of traveling, and she's in travel medicine, so she's always very up on inoculating me with stuff. So anyway, I just thought it was an interesting thought. All right, an inside bar really is just that. We're going to open up inside yesterday's bar. So here's yesterday's bar, full body. We're going to open up right here at 51. We could trade around this range. We could trade the within the high and the low of yesterday, and that's an inside bar. And what happens is we're fighting all the congestion that happened in yesterday's bar. So let's just to give you a visualization. Um, Actually, the 30-minute, a better view would be in the 5-minute. So you can see, like, we'll trade. This will become a problem for us, and let's get the whole um, this little congestion area will become a problem for us. The high will become a problem. So we're going to be trading and fighting all of these opens and closes and all these little congestion areas. And so that's an inside bar. So we're opening inside yesterday's trading range, and we're contending with all of yesterday's congestion. And then if we close like that, how you play an inside bar is if we close today as an inside bar, then tomorrow we take the break of the high of the low of the inside bar and expect to hit the high of the low of the previous day's bar. So yeah, that's it. And what we'll do really, I mean, I'll probably stay away from the trade until we break the high or the low of yesterday's bar. All the congestion in Monday's bar. Yesterday is Tuesday. Today's Wednesday. Oh, that's the other thing. Today's Wednesday, right? So it's probably going to be a lot of congestion until after the oil report. A lot of consolidation rather until after the oil report. But yeah, you know, Monday's bar, the congestion doesn't matter. It's too far away to really be that effective on a day trade. Yeah, you bet. Yeah, inside bar is important to understand price action. But you know, the break of an inside bar is a good trade. So if today's an inside bar, then Thursday we'll look for the break of the inside bar, and that's a good trade. That's how you play it. Man, look at the snow. How depressing. That's it. I don't think there's anything. I looked this morning. If you checked out the morning meeting, I went through the reports. Now, there's nothing on the calendar for Feds today. It's next week, and actually the Feds are in a quiet period right now, so you're not going to hear anything from any of the Feds. Yet you know they can't be doing interviews or anything like that. So yeah, there'll be nothing until next Wednesday. And there it is, interest rate decision, and then FOMC economic projections and this keeps saying 1 p.m. 1 p.m., which is very unusual. And and my time is right. Right, we haven't moved the clocks. Yep, they keep calling for it at 1 o'clock. It's usually like 2:30, right? Something's coming, something good. So no Feds today. Just oil, which yeah is pretty good. A lot of traders are watching the oil report. Oil's hot right now too. Here it is right here. That is consensus. So they're expecting a little more than a depletion of 500,000. Um, they're expecting a depletion of 2.1 million for gas in stocks and in supplies. So that's what we got to watch. I mean, the previous depletion of oil was 2.6 million barrels. No, they're going to beat the crap out of people on gas. I heard regulars going for like 450. And I hate putting regular through my car. Um, when I was trucking, I had found that my trucks got better mileage on premium, and the maintenance was lower on the trucks that I just kept on premium. And these were the gas vehicles, not the diesel vehicles, um, obviously. And so I used to always use premium, and I use premium in my personal vehicles, and I find that the engines last a lot longer. But the data was pretty clear in the trucking company, because I mean that's easy to compile. It's a lot of miles all the time, and you can compile all that data, a lot of service and things like that. And there was a big difference in performance and longevity. Longevity in the rings, what the plugs look like during the tune-ups, and how long the trucks maintained their mile per gallon rating. So, like when we burned regular fuel, and when I took over the fleet, the cars were burning regular fuel, and or the trucks, and I added newer trucks, and in those we were just burning premium, so we were able to compare the data, and it was very obvious the benefits of the premium fuel, even in cars that are rated for regular fuel. But the diesels, I mean, those are just workhorses. Ultimately, those were the cheapest operating cost. So I am pro diesel, baby, pro diesel. I find too marine diesels, and you heat those suckers up, and they just run like a monster. As long as you have some mechanical ability and you service them, I mean, I see a lot of these credit card captains out there that don't know how to operate a can opener, and they're always having problems with their engines. Then you go in there and their oil filters are like rusted, you know. I wonder when everyone is on electric, if electric stations have different types of electric generation, premium, high octane. Yeah, that's pretty funny, right? Heating oil is 545. Wow. What's it normally, Anthony? And good morning. What's it normally? I bet there'll be a different. Well, there's a difference in batteries. PR Yeti. Good. Good what? Was there supposed to be a morning attached to that? Ah, there you go. Just doling it out, right? You don't want too much of a good thing. Good morning to you, PR Yeti. Like 250. Oh man, that sucks. Yeah, I got to fuel up at the house. It's propane or liquid propane, but I'm sure the price is through the roof. I'm just holding out a little bit. Hopefully, I don't want to buy it in the midst of the over exuberance. Yeah, you know what I don't understand is why can't you charge your car at home? And then, you could even build a solar bank to charge your car. I mean, I don't really have that understanding. I don't know how many amps it takes to charge up the car. I don't know what battery capacity they're carrying and things like that. I mean, I can do the math. I have a very good understanding of that sort of thing because I generate my own power on the boat. So, but I haven't looked into it. But I'm sure it's going to be a lot easier to create your own power on the electric vehicles than obviously on gas vehicles. Although I know some people have done it with biofuels. Yeah, diesel at the pump is $5, huh? Hey, you know what? Is um, marine diesel is like in the $3 range. It's cheaper on the water. But the other thing is, Anthony, diesel is really just home fuel oil or generator oil, and you could go. I mean, if you had a couple of, you know, 50-gallon drums, you could pick up um, like diesel fuel for generators and things like that. And it's a little cheaper. The problem is that it's a different color, and if somebody inspects your gas on the road, they're going to pick up that you're burning untaxed fuel. 80 kilowatts. Yeah, so you could set up a solar bank to generate that sort of energy. And you store it in batteries at home, and then you could charge your vehicle overnight and off the batteries, and then recharge the home bank during the day with sun. If you get adequate sun, up here in the mountains, it's I would have to have quite a large solar bank because you don't get that much sun. But down south, I mean, even North Carolina, you have such long days, such intense sun. You could definitely you optimize your solar panels, and you could definitely maintain. There it is. Party started. Man, this trade station freezes. I'm watching that 30-minute bar. I mean, we're way up. Let me take a look. What am I looking at? 60-minute here. All right, we're fair value. We're not overbought on anything. Overbought on the 5-minute. I'm waiting for a retrace. It's the first bar. Looks like it's setting up a flag. Oh, looks like everything's rolling around. 5 minutes pretty oversold. $51.97 is the entry for this 30-minute flag. Now it's 50.31. Hasn't triggered yet. There we go. Come on. I got my stop right at 47.48. I can't make it. Taking one off right here. Moving my stop to a break even. I still can't break that pivot high. Come on, push it. Yeah, I'm gonna get knocked out. I'm out. Yeah, you only got one off on that. I was thinking I should take the second one off on the second attempt, but I did not. Now it looks like we're going into a consolidation. I think I'm going to wait for a 5-minute flag and see if I can get. I mean, I don't know what I'm chasing. We're up 80 points. I mean, where's this thing going? You know, it's not overbought, so it's still a safe trade. I mean, based on my guidelines, I could still take this trade, but it is an inside bar, and that's where the congestion is. That's why it didn't rip on that flag. Maybe I'll just chill. I mean, but then if it breaks that high, that's quite a move. 76. I mean, that's 20 points already. Here comes the first 5 minutes. Think, pull back. And it's still overbought on the 5-minute chart, which, I mean, is really inconsequential. I don't think I'm going to take this if it breaks that high. I think 54.77 is the high we're looking for the break. 54.77. There it goes. Yeah, it snapped right back. I'm looking for a flag on the 5-minute. I don't think I'd be comfortable with anything else. Man, I can't believe it's snowing. Oh, I'm so pissed. I could have sworn I would have gone all season without looking at any snow. Then I was going to pick up my truck and head back down and hide out on the boat, but decided to stick around. It's the same price at the marina. I do it all the time. I put off-road diesel in my car. Yo, that's not something to be texting from my own tank at home, but right now the pump is cheaper. Oh, is it? Why did I take that trade? I just took the break of the high. It had some momentum or energy. It created a flag. If you're following my arrow, there's the bull flag, and I took that break. So I mean, it was kind of high, and it did what I anticipated. Not to mention, it's an inside bar, so I was just tight on the stop. I'm watching this flag right here on the 5-minute. If we don't retrace too much. I mean, this is a pretty heavy move up, but I'm not getting any overextended indications. So, once something gives me a little signal that it's overextended, I'll be a little more leery. Although, again, like I said, the inside bar, that's a rough trade, man. That's a rough trade. And why are you looking to buy put, Sam? Not going to share that with me, Anthony? $42.55. Just watching this flag. All right, that sounds well thought out. What I see on the daily is possibly a bear flag building. If we consolidate and stay around here today, a break of the low tomorrow will trigger that bear flag. But it looks like the momentum is rolling around. I went long. I'm one off with my stop at a break even. Taking the second one off right here. Got my stop at a break even. I'm hoping to get my third off at about that 76 mark. Actually scored 300 bucks on both thirds. Looks like it's coming back to me though. Mm-mm. No, obviously I'm out. See, that's a good topping bar right there. If you want to be aggressive, you know what? I'm not even going to promote that. Not enough here. That's a crapshoot to take that put. Sure, I'll take that word. Well, I mean, when you're getting out, you might leave a few cents here, take a couple of cents there. You know, I mean, I'm not really looking at the prices. I'm looking at the price action. What I capture, I capture. I usually go mid, and my executions are pretty good. The MACD is crossing over itself. Well, I'm looking at like 10 different time frames, so I guess it is somewhere. Um, I was going to take a long position, but it rejected off the resistance. Yeah. Yeah, it can't seem to get out of its way. I was seeing if it was going to test yesterday's high and then, break that high, which it may still. But, again, like I said earlier, this is an inside bar, so really the real trade's not coming until it breaks yesterday's high. Or it may turn around and close the gap, which is a pretty good trade. See, the 5 minute keeps going oversold. Now it's moderately oversold. Now it's fair value. This bar is fair value right here. But it's due for a retrace. We're in the first 30-minute bar. Yeah, absolutely. What I'll do is I'll wait for the 30 minutes to close and I'll put in the trading range, the open, the high and the low of the 30 minutes. So we got 422, 42.22 to 42.62. So we got a 40-point trading range. That's sweet. I mean, if it rejects off the high, and it comes down to the low and stays in that range, I mean, you could capture 40 points. Nothing wrong with that. You even put the midline in. We could do it in, well, it's a little early, but right now we got that, and we got that. Oh, get over here, you. Let's get rid of this one right here, which it's kind of respecting that bar. But so we got 2310. That's a mistake. Oh man, keep fat fingering my calculator. All right, so there's the midline. So you could look for the rejection here, look for a top here, and then trade it to the midline. If it breaks the midline, you know it's going down to the lower, and you could just trade in this range all day, which is a really nice range, man. You're talking about almost 40 points. Is good for me, mate. And I'll look for the trend reversal. If we're up here at around 10 to 30, I'm looking for that mid-morning reversal to take it back down. And if it breaks this low, then obviously we're looking for that gap fill. That gap fill. We don't have any topping pattern, but I would look to a smaller chart for a topping pattern. 30-second looks like it has too much noise on it, so I'm going to jump that to a 1 minute. And here you see a decent chopping pattern. So you can take that short. 244.49, it already broke it. I didn't take that short, I wasn't looking at it, but there it goes. And now it broke the center, and you can reasonably anticipate that it's going to the 42.23 point. I'll probably take that break of the low, though. I mean, there's got to be 20 points in it at least. Figure it goes halfway to the 200 mark. Energy going up. I thought oil prices were coming down. Pretty aggressive bar. Mm-mm-mm. Anybody get involved with that put right there on that break? I did not, because I'm a sis. There's some talk out there that Putin might be getting exhausted, and everybody's a little more open to working something out between Ukraine and Russia, which would be good. I mean, at this point, um, he's accomplished a lot. Putin. He's united NATO. He's made them rethink their defense spending and invest more. Um, he's made Europe realize their dependency on him. So and now he's feeling the pain, and he realizes, yo, if I don't get out of this, I could break my army on this. I'm playing with the commodities. All right, cool. You play with that. So like right now, I took that short and I'm paper trading, and I can't get out the trade even though I changed my price by a whole dollar. It finally went while typing this, but took a long time. Yeah, I don't understand that, man. I mean, what do you mean change your price by a whole dollar? I mean, I usually get out at the mid or get in at the mid. They're very good about giving me mid price. Uh, so you might want to look at Interactive Broker or Schwab. Even TradeStation is okay. Um, they're a little expensive per contract, so I really don't do much through them. But actually, I get a lot of price improvement at a trade station. I have to tell you, if I go in at the mid, I'm usually doing my books based on that, and then I look at the transactions, and I find that they usually give me a better price. So Putin really shot himself in the foot, yeah, to say the least. Um, so bull flag on 15-minute. I don't know there, Psycho Trader. Yep, there's a bull flag building on the 15-minute. I don't really trade that much off the 15-minute chart, Mr. Psycho Trader. I'd be watching the 30-minute, which it's looking kind of strong, and we got one red finger. Yeah, you know what? I find you get better executions in paper trading. I just don't I mean, I'm not looking at you, so I'm kind of just working off my head. But yeah, if I'm looking to get out of something, I just go limit at the bid. So yeah, if the bid is showing me, $1.50, then I go for the $1.50, so that I get out. Or I might even go $1.45, and they'll probably give me the price improvement. Oh, did the snow let up? Oh no, it's just a little lighter. Just the dusting. Oh, I hate this, man. I hate this. I mean, I don't know how you're entering your orders. Um, and they're back and forth. I mean, sometimes I don't get hit. Like yesterday, I was looking at well, at a short spread at like 60 cents. I saw it trade around there. I never got there. A narrow spread rather, never got there. And or I saw it trading around there, but they didn't hit me around there. But hey, nature of the beast. But yeah, when you're in it, you got to take positive action to get out. I always sell into strength limit at the natural. And when it doesn't execute, I lower my price. Well, if you limit at the natural, then that's not an obligating price. The bid is they're bidding, so they have to give you that. So you're taking the shot. There's no guarantee you're going to get the natural. If it's moving, they're not giving this up. I mean, they're in it to make money too. So if you're selling into strength and this thing's moving, then you go with the bid and you take it. If you're worried it's going to turn around. Um, you know, I mean, there's a lot of volatility here. So they're looking at the same thing. They're trying to make a buck off you also. When I want it done, I want it done. I mean, when it's up, the price is reflecting, what my delta is saying it should reflect, and that's it. I'm not getting greedy. I don't have to take every last cent out of it. That's why I get in and out quickly. When it's coming back to my break even, I'm not a stickler for my break even. I mean, I give up 10 cents here, 10 cents there. I mean, I don't care. I mean, I call that a break even, and I'm out. You know, I mean, I just rather maintain control of the position. I mean, there's a cliche that's "don't be a dick for a tick," um, and yeah, that's another hard lesson learned. Well, momentum looks pretty good on that 5 minute. So if you took that short, you would have taken it on the break of the lowest of this position, which would have been 44.90. I mean, you could have seen almost 10 points on that thing. I would have been at least two off and a break even on that trade. I didn't take that trade, but that's what I was looking at. And on a smaller time frame, you probably would have had a better entry. Good movement. And then once you hit that center bar, I mean, if you took that trade, once you hit that center bar, you want to be at least one off with a break even because it may bounce back at you. When it breaks that bar, then you're looking for a low. But if it breaks that bar, it shouldn't go back above it. So you could move your stop down to that bar and capture those profits. If it keeps moving, then super. You squeeze your stop over here. Yeah. Well, I don't have the slider, but yeah, you have the bid, the natural, the ask. So, if you're going to sell it and you want out, you sell it at the bid. I mean, once you go a penny above the bid, you're taking a shot. The bid, they're going to hit you. 1, 2, 3, boom. But I go limit on the bid. I don't go market because if you go market, you're going to get beat up. Oh, there we go. We broke the trading range, the opening range high. I didn't take that trade. I was busy gabbing. Yeah, this streaming really detracts from my trading. might have to hide the chats. I still have that trade open. I am stuck on. I wanted to go to the market, but now I'm not even interested in trying to get down the mountain. Yeah. See this choppiness? This is because it's an inside bar, right? If it wasn't an inside bar and we broke the opening range, you could really expect that bad boy to run. But, we're contending with all of yesterday's congestion. So it's best to just wait for a break of that high, which is so far away that it's kind of almost seems silly. The market's going to be up like 100 points. We're already up 2%. Um, so just get out of your head that you have to get the best possible price. You just want to make money. So, if you're up a nice piece, get out. Get out at the bid. Okay, if you want out quick before you give anything back, go right at the bid. Put your limit at the bid, and you're out. And if you're selling into strength, you put your limit at the bid, the market's going to be pushing up. So if they screw you, you're going to get hit at the bid. And if the company's good to you, you're going to get a price improvement, which I get often. I really have to say, if I go market, I get beat. But if I if I do limits, even at the bid or the ask, I always get a price improvement. I mean, I've even done limits at the mid and still gotten a price improvement on my limit. And that's the formal name for them. It's a price improvement. And the regulators actually look to see how many price improvements the firms give or the specialists give, and that kind of demonstrates um, their honesty and their ethics. If they don't see a lot of price improvements, then they start digging through the transactions and seeing, how culpable these people might be. Good thought, man. Actually, I got to say, Ant, the conversations with you are much more sophisticated than they were last summer. Your frame of mind, your understanding of what you're doing, your plans, you're evolving into a very nice trader. I have guys who have years more experience than you that aren't as level headed or well thought out, like Psycho Trader. No, I don't think that they favor the large account. And believe you me, the regulator is not looking to protect my ass. It's looking to protect the little guy. You know what I'm saying? As far as the regulator is concerned, I should be giving money back. Yeah, but no, it's not that. It's actually harder to get the orders off when your sizes are larger. So it's easier to give the price improvement on the smaller guy. So yeah, I don't think that's the case. I don't think that they're favoring my account, looking to keep my business or anything like that. It's just a good understanding. I'm putting my orders in properly, and and they have the opportunity to work the order appropriately. I see the strength. I want to get out. I get out. When I see the market weakening and I see where it's going to go, then I go with my limits at the mid and stuff like that. And they hold out, man. I watch it. I watch it trade. They hold out. They try to encourage, an uptick on the order. They try to encourage me to change my order up, but I hold out. I know where the market's going to go, and ultimately they have to give it to me, and I wait. But when I'm in a trade, I'm not playing with that. I don't want it to turn around on me or anything like that. I'm in a trade, I'm getting out. So if it's strong, I might go, 5 cents above the bid, because I feel it's going to float up there. Or if it looks like it could be getting ready to top, I'll go at the bid. If it still pushes, they get to make a little money. That's fine. I don't mind sharing the wealth. Well, yeah, I think in June I started streaming last year. Yeah, I'm certain in June I started streaming. Mm-hmm. So we got a another bull flag on the 5 minute. We're up 90 points, man. 2.18%. I am not comfortable with taking the trade. All right, so cool. Let's toss. So stick with it. Figure out how to work within the guidelines. But I'm confident if you go with a, a limit on the bid, you're going to get hit, or you go a limit on the ask, you're going to get hit, unless the market moves away from you considerably. If you go limit on the bid and the market's tanking, it's going to move away from you. You go limit on the bid and the market's ripping, there's strength in the market in your direction, then you're going to get filled or a price improvement. Oh, look at that! That flag triggered on the 5 minute, then turned around, backed right off. That's a bad sign. Bad, bad, bad. Still have a minute, 4 minutes to go in that 5 minute bar. So anything can happen. Looks like we're topping out on the 30 minute. Looks like it's going to do the same thing it did up here. Oh, wait, let me show you. Made this double top and then traded off. Looks like we're doing that again, making the double top. But here on the double top, yeah, we still had the momentum in the, well, yeah, it could be. It looks like it's setting up the same pattern right here. So I wouldn't take any longs until we break yesterday's high. Because I think we might be at the top right here. Too rich, too rich. Not willing to do it. Hmm. Yeah, it looks like we're hitting resistance up here. What's today? The 10th? It's the 9th. Oh, Brian. At least give me a greeting. I'll tell you what, I'll make you a deal. I'll let you solicit on my page if you give me a greeting. If you're just going to jump in and throw in that nonsense, then I'm just going to delete you. But I'll leave it up if you at least greet me and my listeners. Scenario. Yeah, I thought he already enacted martial law. Oh, that may be just the firm's requirements. You don't need any degrees to get into the industry. You just have to pass the Series 7 or well, one of the regulatory licensing. I don't know if you need a 7 to also get your trading license. But yeah, that's just whatever firm you were looking at. They're looking for the associates just to keep the street urchins out, probably. I mean, it's a ridiculous theory because it's not relevant. And really, it's the street guy that makes the money in this industry, at least in my experience. All the yo-yos I took out of college um, had a terrible time. I mean, not all of them, obviously, but um, for the most part, had I for the most part, if I hire a guy who's off the street, um, then I usually did very well with that guy. Yeah, I've seen that. A lot of news reporting on it. Yeah, run on banks, but we know that. I mean, yeah, we've seen that, so they're not fooling anybody with it. Oil's coming out in 3 minutes, so don't be surprised if the market starts making a move after that. Yeah, so Yeti, there's there's nothing keeping you from getting into the industry if you don't have a college degree. You don't need a college degree. It's not prereq to take the regulatory exams. So it could just be something that the firm's looking at. But to me, that would be a flag on that firm. I wouldn't like the personality trait there because of what they think. I mean, I think college is good for abstract thought, but it's not teaching you anything productive for the real world. So, although I guess you could apply abstract thought, but intelligent guy off the street, that's a good candidate. Well, I'm sure Yeti is looking in New York. I think Yeti's from around here, around my neck of the woods. That's where the industry is. Um, you're in Virginia, right, Anth? I mean, not a whole lot going on. Might have some in Charlotte, but I bet it's the prima donnas who want college educations, or Raleigh, you, you know. Um, oh, good job, Wyatt. Gotta love a quick profit. Yeah, it's good that you closed out before the announcement anyway, before the report, because it's going to get whippy. I mean, it may very well go in your direction, but you never know. And I don't get into crap shooting. Oh, Tommy's in Virginia. Yeah, I know Anthony's in. I mean, I know he's not in New York. Oh, there you go. Oh, heating oil stock change didn't come out. The stills came out. Whoa! Oh, they're gonna beat the hell out of us on gas prices. Down at 5 million on distills when they were expecting it down 1.9. Um, crude oil stock change is down zero point 0.5. Half a mil. They're expecting almost a mil. That's cool. Distilled fuel, they were expecting a gain of a quarter mil. And they have a decrease of 7/10. Oil imports are up almost 2 mil. They're expecting it to drop by 2 mil. Gasoline production is higher than anticipated. That's cool. That should ease off prices. They don't have the oil stock. Oh, the stock change is 0. Oh, that's cool. They were expecting it to deplete by heating oil changes. All right, that's cool. They're expecting it to deplete by a quarter mil. It didn't. And crude depleted by less. And the market's doing relatively nothing based on that. Ah, I was wondering what happened. It was on the wrong screen. So we're looking at a bear flag on the 30-minute. We may test that open after all. 30 minutes still, the momentum is still bullish. Yeah, PR Yeti is from New York. Are you looking in New York for work? For a trading firm? Potsdam, New York. Yeah, we don't consider the rest of the country, the rest of the state, New York. New York is Manhattan, Long Island. Yeah, it's a yeah. There's more farmland in New York than city area. It's just we're known for our city. It's a big city, financial capital of the world, which Putin has no access to anymore. Oh, cool. See, I got a price improvement over here. I went after a spread for a buck 40, and they gave me $1.35. Very good of them. Mm-mm-mm. Looking for a trading firm. Yeah, I think I'm. Is there a lot going on in Los Angeles as far as financial sector goes? I mean, I know they're all over the place in New York. Well, they're in New York. Um, Look at all those firms that are online offering trading exposure and things like that. Trading lessons. There are tons of them. I think SBG was the name of one of them in New York that just take guys in. I mean, I'm not too worried about legit or not at this point. If I was just getting into the industry, everybody has something to show you. So I would just take what they have. When I've exhausted that resource, I'd move on. Got that 5 minute momentum rolling over a little bit. Getting to the midday reversal. So we could expect a move down to the lows of the day, which is still pretty damn high. Moving to Texas. Oh yeah, they love Puerto Ricans down there. Now that you're just going to keep getting called a Mexican. We're making that test. We're making that test. We're testing that high. We may very well challenge this high today. Here we are on the 30 minute. I mean, this trend line really doesn't count because it didn't make the high. So we could take that out. I can't do it right now, can we? There we go. Now we can take it out. This is the high of the day, 76.94. I mean, we're only 10 points away. It's not impossible. I mean, that's a hell of a run for the day. A hell of a run. What? Oh, these charts got to be behind. Oh yeah, they are. Okay. Looks like everything's pushing up a little bit. Let's see what they're talking about on CNBC. They probably have all the bulls on. The market's going to 11,000. Oh, during the commercial break. Huh. You're not dark enough? Well, you're out there in the sun, you're darking right up. Hmm. Doesn't look like it's catching any downward momentum. Markets are looking kind of strong. Composites up 3%. I think everybody's looking for a ceasefire. What's TBT doing today? Up 18 cents. Well, I have the mute on. Composite up 300. There is interesting down in Texas. Seem like very real people down there. None of that politically correct nonsense. Oh man, look at the snow picking up again. So depressing. I got a ton of food here. I don't have to go out. I can use some pizza. I haven't had pizza in like 6 or 8 months. Surprisingly enough, up here in the mountains, there's a pizza place that makes good pizza. I think this cat is from the city, but yo, blows my mind. It would be really good pizza even in Brooklyn. If they put that shop in Brooklyn, this guy can compete with the best of them. And I know that might sound strange, but look, as an Italian, pizza is very important. And yeah, growing up where they created the slice, where the basic pizza pie that the rest of the country tries to emulate originated, it's a very important thing to me. I'd say never mind just being Italian. Anybody from Brooklyn, yeah, through the late '70s, early '80s, probably feels the same way about pizza, or even earlier. So prior to the '80s. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So even in Manhattan, you got these pizza places that Chinese and Mexicans run, and yeah, they just don't have it. They just can't make the right pizza, But there are still good Italian pizza places out there. There was actually a documentary on how the mob is involved with pizza, and there was a guy who got killed for stealing the recipe of this famous Staten Island pizza place. What the hell was the name? Salerno's or something like that? I don't know. So anyway, if you do the homework, there's a documentary out there about it, and the guy got clipped for stealing the recipe of this other dude's pizza. You know, they take it serious, and it's funny when they interview him. Hey, this recipe's been in my family for this many years, and this guy steals it. What would you do? I don't know, kill somebody over a pizza recipe. I don't know if that's exactly what I would do. But that's a classic Italian mentality. Holy! What's this market going to do? We're just consolidating, consolidating, consolidating. Looks like a little grind up on the 5 minute, but it's not breaking out. I thought we'd have a breakout at 10:30, but nothing, nothing. The momentum is rolling over, but not so aggressive. I don't think we're getting our trend reversal today, or mid morning reversal. Usually, when you see around 2% on the markets, that doesn't happen. And the S&P's up 2.25. Russell's up 2.5. Dow's up 2. Composite's up almost 3. Although it looks like it might be getting a little toppy. But we had a lot of down bars on the MAC Daddy, but it just won't progress. It won't get aggressive. There's no momentum on the bearish side to give us a little trend reversal. And we're just dancing along the top of the opening range right now. This could be it for the day, although this is rather early to consider it to be it for the day. It'd be pretty cool if it turns around and closes that gap in the afternoon. Looks like it's just trying to challenge that high of yesterday, but it's just having a hard time doing it. Look how tiny this 30-minute bar is. We could argue that that's a bull flag. I think it's a small bar. It's only 10 points. And look at that momentum. That baby is strong. And here's the finger. You know how I say the market gave us the finger? Well, there's one right there, right? And give us the finger right here on this move down, said that move's not enough. And then poof. There's the pop up. You can't anticipate this though, because the market closed right there. You had one finger. It's very likely that the momentum would progress downward. On this break right here, you could say, okay, that's one finger once it closed, and then really to trade it, you just enter right here, which there's not a whole lot of movement right there. You got 61 to 67, so you only got 6 points on that finger. But that's an indication that it could keep going. So I'm thinking, based on the finger, we may very well challenge that. This could get out of there. I'll get rid of that. I'm not getting any overbought indications. Hey, anybody who's new to the channel, subscribe, hit the bell, hit the like. I'd appreciate that. And you'll know when we're up, and I do early morning market meetings post them out on video. You can follow us on Twitter at @off_trading. And if you follow us on Twitter, you'll get a notification when I drop a morning meeting or end of the day. So I'm looking a little oversold on the 60. Overbought, I'm sorry. I'm looking a little overbought on the 60, but the 30-minute still good value. We're not overbought on the daily. I mean, theoretically, it could move. Logically, I mean, up 95 points on the S&P, that's plenty. Nah, they're just talking a little Secretary of Defense stuff. I think this is a little euphoria on Russia, Ukraine working on a ceasefire. And apparently Russia is not being abusive. And Bitcoin may very well be dragging the market up. Bitcoin's very aggressive today. I am Mm-mm-mm. No, we're easing up. We're easing up. We're pushing. Brooklyn pizza or Bronx pizza? Brooklyn pizza. I'm a big fan. It's the New York water. LOL. Yeah, it is the New York water, man. You making fun of me? Yeah, it's the fluoride in the water that makes good bread, good pizza. That's the truth. Who got whacked? Oh yeah. The pizza guy. Yeah, got whacked. Yeah. Oh, it's on YouTube. Whacked. He got clipped. Yeah, one of those guys got killed. What would you do? Family recipes been in my family for years. What would you do? I'd like to think I evolved, and I'm not shooting people over family recipes. A family man, no less. Yeah, the bread, man, that's the killer. The bread, like, I can't get that bread. Whenever I'm in New York, I just stock it up, bring it up to the mountains. Although I don't need bread, my old ass. It's 60 minute. Looks like it might be a little toppy, a little early to tell. Still got about 25 minutes left in that 60-minute bar. But it could be getting toppy. Looking at a tweezer on the 5. I mean, we could just keep grinding up. We've seen that before. That little trend line broke on the 1 minute, and we're in a bear flag on the 1 minute right now. I'm fighting a cold. Yeah, you heroes. Yo, I remember the first time I was on the island. I had taken over this company, and I was doing a little traveling for the company. I was in my truck, and I was in some backcountry. I was starving, so I jumped in and I asked somebody for a sandwich. And I told them what I wanted. They're like, "You want a hoagie?" And I'm like looking at them. I'm like, "What's a hoagie?" I thought they were gonna put like a loogie on my sandwich or something. I thought this chick was gonna twirl off and spit on my sandwich. It was like a hoagie. I was like, doesn't sound like I want one. What the hell's a hoagie? She's like, it's a big sandwich like this. I'm like, yo, you mean a hero? She's like, what's a hero? I'm like, oh man, definitely culture shock going on over here. A hoagie. You want a hoagie? Doesn't even sound appetizing, man. A sub, okay, I understand. Looks like a submarine, you know. I guess where the hell does hero come from? But yep, that's what I grew up. A good Italian hero. Y'all want a hoagie? It's LOX locks, bagels with locks. My boys been eating like master lock and shit. You like combination locks or you prefer key locks on your bagel? LOX. Yo, that's easy to make too, man. Go get yourself a piece of salmon. Get wild caught because there's no antibiotics on it. And then you mix sugar and salt, and you go half and half, right? Maybe half a cup if you have like a pound of salmon. Get half a cup of so a quarter cup of sugar, a quarter cup of salt. Mix that together, and then you put that on top of the salmon, right on the flesh, skin down, and then you put a little dill on top of the sugar and salt mixture, and you put some lemon wedges on top, and then you wrap it in plastic and leave it in your refrigerator for about 3 days at least, with with a dish on top of it so that it has a little pressure. And in 3 days, you got yourself some homemade lox, and it tastes better. And you figure you probably it's probably $24 a quarter pound for lox, and you can make that for like $7 a pound. Yeah, you guys don't call it a heroes down in Virginia. Yeah, it's called the hero. Does it have a cape? You bet it has a cape, man. It's all that Italian meat and cheese hanging out the side. Looks like it has wings. On a good Italian bread that has a hard crust with sesame seeds on it. Oh, forget about it. You don't know. Like what you eat outside of New York, shit's not bread. It's like a rubber substance. Yo, look at this return on this thing. I thought we were on our way down. Looks like a Head and Shoulders might be building on the 2 minute. In the civilized world. Hoagies. Yeah. Actually, well, I guess that was Pennsylvania. I think Connecticut. Um, my family refers to them as hoagies. Also, I think that's probably just a New York thing. But I mean, anywhere you go in New York, they're gonna know what a hero is. You know, sweet tea. Nah, we don't drink sweet tea. Yeah, I've learned about sweet tea too in Pennsylvania, but actually more around the Maryland border. Um, Northeastern Pennsylvania doesn't do sweet tea, but yeah. And what about what's that molasses pie? Shoe fly pie. Oh man, yo, you get diabetes just walking past shoe fly pie. Never had that in New York either. Well, you can get sweetened tea, sweetened iced tea, or you can get unsweetened iced tea. But even sweetened iced tea is not sweet tea. No, Turkey Hill tea is not sweet. Yo, sweet tea, forget about it, man. You have a toothache when you're done drinking that. Oh, there you go. All right, we're looking at that Head and Shoulders, and it's trading off. Cool, cool, cool. It's getting a little oversold on the 5 minute right here. But I like she. I like she. 18 minutes on the 30. This baby may rebound right here. Probably about 3 minutes should rebound. If it keeps going, then we might be going for that gap fill by the end of the day. We do that gap fill by the end of the day, it's going to be a sweet day because I just took a swing trade. Gonna have to unsubscribe. Uh, yeah, yeah. Well, you know what, man? I've been cutting white sugar out of my diet for so long that I really have no tolerance for sweet things anymore. I mean, I used to love it. Yeah. Well, you know what, man? When I tried sweet tea, it was just way too sweet, way too sweet. Shoe fly pie, way too sweet. Yep. Yeah, man. So yeah, even up around us, sweetened iced tea. Like they don't know. Like New Yorkers have no idea what sweet tea is. But there's a lot of food differences, you know, between the North and the South. Aside from the cliche ones like fried chicken and stuff like that, which we're all aware of, and we steal your recipes. But well, this might be specific to northeastern North Carolina. But when I spent some time down there, they introduced me to a pig picket, which I think you're probably familiar with a pig picket, Tommy, which is a pig barbecue. But they have a pig picking cake, and yo, when I told them I didn't know what a pig picking cake was, forget about it. Everybody in the party shared their pig picking cake recipe with me, and I actually had my family down there, and we were sitting in this coffee shop, and this dude I had met down there walked in, and we were having breakfast, and then he shows up at the table with a pig picking cake because he thought my kids had to try pig picking cake, and my wife or girlfriend or however I've explained it to you, my baby mama. Do you guys have pig picking cake in Virginia? Because I know some northern parts of North Carolina or really western parts of North Carolina don't have pig picking cake. I mean, they have pig pickins, but and then they invited me to a pig pickin, you know. So I'm like relatively new, the new guy down there, you know, and I still got this Yankee South thing in my head. Not that it's a problem for me, but I thought maybe you know people are still holding a grudge. So you know, I'm hanging out and we're drinking, everybody's drinking, and you know, the toxicity level is getting up there. And all of a sudden, the guy looks at me and goes, "You want to play cornhole?" I was like, "What? What's that? Prison lingo?" You know, I'm like reaching for my gun and shit. Um, and then, so that was my first experience to playing cornhole. So, for those of you who don't know what it is, it's like just a bean tossing game where you get the bean bags into a hole. But yo, not knowing what it is and being around a bunch of dudes who were kind of stocky because they're working with their hands their whole lives, and a couple of them missing some teeth, and they asked me if I wanted to play cornhole. I don't mind saying I went on the offensive. But what would you do? I mean, it's not like they stole a family recipe or anything. They're talking about my cornhole. What kind of cake is that? Well, it's like a vanilla cake with tangerines in it, and they make this frosting, and I'm sure everybody has their own recipe. The one I was introduced to was like a vanilla instant mix. There you go. There you go. Come on, 50 more points, and I'm loving it. So the one I was used to is like a vanilla mix, well, or the one they introduced me to had like a vanilla mix. Bitch is not even moving. Um, um, and it was an instant cake. So I know I can make a really good pig picking cake. I'll make it from scratch. See, Tommy knows corn, all right. I was good at it too, man. Yeah, right. Yeah. As a matter of fact, wherever I went, people had their cornhole sets, and you know what? It's also big up in like Colorado. I saw it and stuff like that. Subsequently, so apparently it's more like maybe a rural kind of thing. Like yeah, you know, if you're around farms and ranches and things like that, people are accustomed to that game. You know, but I bet you don't know how to play stoop ball. Yeah, that's what they said to me, man. While we're drunk, and it was getting dark. You know, we're sitting out. I was like, damn, this was almost a really nice evening. And I'm counting. Yeah, you know, there was like 8 of them. I'm like, yep, they're gonna be able to hold my ass down. Looked like I was gonna get that eye tattoo. A little tear by my eye. No, it's not stickball. Stoop ball is played with like a Spalding, a soft ball, and it's kind of like handball, but you play it off the stoop. And you know, in Brooklyn, you have these long, like 2-story concrete stoops, and you whack it off the stoop. So it's kind of like playing handball. Are you familiar with handball? That's like paddleball, where you play against the wall, but you don't use a paddle. You use your hand to hit the ball. Yo, many, many, many a nights on the paddleball courts around the schools. Because schools up there didn't have grass; it was concrete. So when you fell in the schoolyard, that shit was trauma. You were off to the medical center. The stitches in an ice pack. Maybe the dentist because you lost a tooth. Yeah, you don't have stoops. So yeah, that's what stoop ball was. So you know those they're like those pink Spalding balls. But if you were a badass, you use the black paddle ball. Woo. A tennis ball. Yeah, I guess you could do that. Seems a little hard. Handball. Yeah, yeah. If I mean, if you're from Brooklyn, I know you know what handball is. I mean, you know, you see the paddleball courts all over the place, but everybody's playing handball. I mean, it started because everybody was too broke to buy a paddle to play paddleball. We're bouncing off that 23% retracement. Maybe we'll make a double top here. Looks like a bull flag on the 1 minute. That was a pretty quick rebound. No, we don't say y'all. We heard about it on the Andy Griffith show, but no, we don't. We don't say y'all. Yeah, the blue one. Yep. We say use. What are you guys doing? Use guys. No, we don't really say that. I mean, the poorly informed might use that. Use guys. Use guys are crazy. And in Brooklyn, forget about it. Like I didn't realize that people found that interesting. Like, yeah, you know, I saw some skits and sitcoms where they go, "Forget about it." They keep getting, but that was yeah, you know, that's how it was. Oh, forget about it. You know, I mean, that was a common cliche. Did you see that fight? Oh, forget about it. But I think we still use that. Forget about it. My cousin Vinny. Yeah, yeah. I really laugh from that show because yeah, you know, he captures the attitude really well. You lost me, Getty. Yeti. Getting slapped by which guys? There's a lot of guys, and I feel bad for those people. Yo, are you hallucinating, Yeti? I mean, you're on another conversation getting slapped by who? My cousin Vinny, the toothless guys who wanted to cornhole me, or the stoop ball guys? I'm thinking, imagine getting slapped by the stoop ball guys. Yeah, they probably had some callous hands. I'll tell you, I'm listening to this guy on CNBC. You know, he's a young guy, crypto guy. They're interviewing him about it, and you can tell his youth. And then, yet, you know, I hate when people speak. You know, I was looking at this thing, and they keep ending on that up note, and it's like, are you telling me or asking me, man? Such a lack of confidence in what he's saying. See, that guy should be shot over the guy who stole the recipe. I mean, I think, you know, you end up like that. I could do without that personality. I had to hit mute because I couldn't listen to this guy anymore. Oh, handball players. All right, cool. Yeah. Some of those guys, yeah, they some of the serves, man, they used to smack that ball. Forget about it. I mean, just the percussion alone used to hurt you. Yeah, you know, they used to smack that ball so hard, man. And all you keep thinking is, wow, his hands got to be ringing. Especially the small black ones, the paddle balls. I mean, the blue ones, those are a little softer, but those little tiny black ones, those suckers have no give. Look how tiny that 60-minute bar is. Look at that little bar, man. And it's about to give up. This could be a shooting star. Let's see. The next bar pushes down, breaks this low. We might be on our way to closing gap. I mean, there's a lot of momentum. It wouldn't surprise me that the market continued moving, but it's up so much that I'm apprehensive about getting into it. I snagged a couple of bucks for the day, so I'm positive. If we do get the retrace, then I'll be geared up to make a little bit of money. Little money. Yeah, I just got to take this call. I'm going to mute you guys for a hot sec. Hey, I'm back. A shooting star is a trend reversal pattern or candle. So basically, what that candle is telling you is that it opened up right here. So we have that strong move up. It opened up here. The bulls put in the fight to raise, to move that up, but they failed and they got pushed back down, and now it's kind of indecisive. So it's telling you that this momentum is fading off. So you don't trade on this, right? This is something that, like a flag, not a flag, but a signal that you need to take a look. You can take an aggressive entry on the break of this low, on the break of a shooting star. A lot of traders wait for the break and that bar to close and then trade on that low. And what you're trying to do is catch that trend to the downside. And I mean, how I trade it is I take that aggressive entry. So I would put my entry here at the low of oh, what happened? There's the bar. That's the trigger bar. I would put my entry at the low of the 42.53.35, but my stop would go above the high of the 42.73.74. So I mean that's 20 points. So your risk is $1,000 on this trade. But this is a 60-minute chart, and you're expecting a long move on the break of this. So now I'd be watching this bar right here, and when it makes that break, that's where I would enter. Now you got to understand that it could break and come back and break, but the idea doesn't fail until this bar breaks the high, and that's why your stop goes there, because once it breaks the high, that's it. It's a wrap. This idea didn't work. Move on to the next idea. So this trade may not be for everybody because it's $1,000 risk on the contract, but you could drop down into smaller charts and look for a setup to the downside similar to the setups that we participate in constantly, and reduce your risk. But yeah, so you could watch this for a break of the low. Which is what I'm doing. And then again, like I said, on a conservative trade, somebody will let this bar break and close and then take a break at that bar, or look for a flag after that break or what have you. And nothing's a guarantee. That's why you don't get in once you see that bar, because it could give you that bar and then the market could decide to eat that tail and keep pushing. And yet, I mean, it's obvious that oh, I want to hear the Space Force chief on Russian threat. There's obviously momentum to the upside. Yeah, producer and Karen, you guys click. You ought to get in touch with each other. I think you'll have a good time together. Mm-mm. Got quite a few viewers hanging out with us today. That's cool. Lots of chat going on. Hope we're entertaining for a Wednesday. All right, so apparently my stream is not working well here for my CNBC, so we're not going to listen to that guy. And we're getting a push up on the S&P. Wow, that's pretty strong retrace. Wowza, wowza, wowza. Yeah, there's a inverted head and shoulders on the 1 minute. I didn't even see that. I'm just not paying attention to that. See right there that inverted head and shoulders. Well, I guess you really can't call that an inverted head and shoulders because it's not at a downward move. This is all very narrow. It just seems like we're in a consolidating range. We might be just making another. This might be the next move up that we're having. Oh yeah, there we go. We're about to test that high, yesterday's high. Look at that, man. Market's up 103. Wowzer. See, and this is why we wait for the break. When I was describing that shooting star, did I swing this chart over to show it to you? I don't remember doing that. So this is the shooting star, and we wait for the break here, and our stop would go here. So we never would have entered this because it did exactly what I said it may do. You know, it may turn around and just eat up that tail. And yeah, with all the momentum we have, it was very possible that that happened. So we don't jump the gun because that's how we lose capital. We wait for the break, and we would have entered this at 42.53.35, and our stop would have went above at 42.73.74. And we already broke the high. So this is not a shooting star anymore. This is actually a flag. It's not running, but you got 52 minutes left, so it could retrace and continue up. You have a flag right here on the 30-minute, and it looks like it triggered 72.26. Yep, it triggered. So now, if you were in it, your stop would go below the low of the flag, which is 42.53.35. So this is how you can get into a 60-minute with less of a risk. But if this flag, if this moves back and breaks the low of the flag, then that's a failed bull flag, and it would indicate a move to the downside. And I think it's very possible because this momentum looks like it's fading out. I mean, the bar is still young, and we shall see, but it looks like the momentum's rolling over on this 30-minute. crazy, crazy market. I'm just not confident that we're going to move higher and leave this gap here. We did make a higher high. Producer hitting up on, pushing up on Karen, huh? I think Karen's from the country, man. I don't think she'll go for your city ass. Mm-hmm. This is like those sailing channels, right? They call them sailing channels, but nobody sails. This is a trading channel and nobody's trading. Talking about good food. I made a Korean spicy fish stew yesterday. Yo, it's delicious, man. Oh, you know what? I even have it up on the stove right now for lunch, and I'm probably boiling the shit. Oh yeah, there goes another flag on the 5 minute pushing up. Now you can see that momentum is starting to pick up on the 30 minute. Right here, you can see on the histogram, there's a reversion, right? So it tapered down, never went to red, and turned around, went back to green. I mean, we still got some time on that bar, but if it closes like that, that's very powerful. There's a lot of confidence in the market moving up today. But I took a little insurance with that gap out there. Yeah, everything is it's kind of grinding sideways. We had that initial push, but I mean it was a big day. I mean I'm not watching any private equities, but actually what I do am looking at, I'm seeing 3% up, 5% up, and then some ones and twos, which normally are like fractions of a percent up on them. So yeah, there's a considerable move up. So I mean, yeah, it's a matter of chasing it. That's the position I'm in. I don't want to chase trades. This 5 minute looks like it might be putting in a topping pattern, but it just keeps grinding a little bit. But based on the momentum, could be a little bit of a topping pattern. But it would have to turn around and break that low in order for it to be validated. So 42, 53, 35. I mean, it's got to come down 20 points just to trigger that trend reversal. Or that divergence. Man, it's still snowing. Oh man, oh man, oh man. I want to hit my boat. All right, so we can call that a flag on the 60, and it's pushing. Not too aggressive, but it's doing it. It's making it. Grinding up on the 5 minute. Still looks like a divergence, though. So I'm not going to chase anything in the market. And for the afternoon, I'm just going to watch this flag on the 60. I'm not going to get involved with it because the market's high. It's not really giving me any overbought indications yet. Let me just check that. There it is. Yeah, I'm getting overbought on the 60. I'm not overbought on the daily, so I could still play that. And the daily, I mean, we're about to break that high. We're getting close to breaking yesterday's high. It's just it's run so much, man. And yet, the market could stay irrational longer than you could stay liquid. So it's very possible it can continue going, but I'm not going to take advantage of that. So just watch this. If it fails and breaks that low, then we might be heading back for that gap fill. So that's it for me for the day. I'm gonna go get me some Korean soup. Um, I had a good time with everybody. It was very unproductive as far as trading goes for me, but I did enjoy the company. So thanks for stopping in. Everybody, be chill. Check out the end of the day meeting I put up later this afternoon. And if you haven't already, subscribe, hit the bell, hit the like. I appreciate it. Have a good afternoon.